buddy. Right, welcome to the new house. I don't know, I've never watched MTV Cribs, so I can't do that. But yeah, this is ring doorbell. See that? Right. I don't really know how to do this house tour because it's just a house. Nice cupboard over there, you see that? Got a pool table which looks, quite bougie. It's not, it's about 300 quid. So it's not that nice. It folds away, but does the job. Technically, if you were a family in said house, you'd probably be smart to put a kitchen table here because we don't have a kitchen table in the house, which is a slight issue, which we'll get to. I've lived here for like 2 weeks now. Moved from other place, it's only 10 minutes down the road, so still near the hashtag Mecca. But obviously the old house was quite a lot smaller, which means I need to buy more furniture for this place, which we've not really got around to. So it's a bit of a work in progress, but just thought I'd get the house tour done now because if not, I will literally never do it. So yeah, nice pool table in the entranceway, lovely stuff. We'll go in that room first. So this is, I think technically meant to be a downstairs bedroom because this is a 4-bed house. It's got an ensuite walk-in wardrobe. So this is like probably one of the newer bedrooms, but I've made it my office because we only need 1 bedroom in the house. So yeah, this is my office. I have kitted it out very nicely. I spend about 90% of my time at the desk, so that's why the office is so excessive and quite nice because I spend most of my life in here. So yeah, there's not too much to go over. Bought a nice new desk. Sam, the videographer, I'm sure will appreciate my cable management, as should any nerds out there, because it's all beautiful. I'm sure Sam will put some B-roll over the top now. But yeah, there's not too much to it. It's just an office. There's a mirror so I can do some posing reels when I'm not obese, which I am quite right now. Couple medals because I'm pretentious, couple photos of myself because I'm really pretentious, a fake plant because if I had a real one it would die, as I'll show you in the kitchen. And that is literally it. Wardrobe to hang up. Like, this is the most aesthetic wardrobe you'll ever see. Look at that. That just screams autism. A nice colour graded VQ. Cody Eagles VQ. Please, Cody Eagles, because this is not cheap, this house. So Cody Eagles on ESN, VQ and Hardbody are all massively appreciated right now. Please, otherwise I'll be doing a new house tour in about 2 weeks and I'm about to move out. Downstairs ensuite bathroom thing with a plant that my sister got me as a housewarming gift, and I think my mum, but my sister gave it to me, so thanks Abby. It's a toilet plant now. And a shower and stuff. So this is ideal because in the mornings, right, I get up way before Em does. So I used to have to come down and do cardio, then go back upstairs into the bedroom to shower. She'd still be asleep, so I'll be waking her up to shower. Now there's a shower downstairs, so I can just shower in there, get changed down here, and I don't have to disturb her, which I'm sure she appreciates. That is that. The only other thing I'll touch on about this desk and why I've set it up so well, I'm gonna have soundproofing going against the walls because as you can hear, it's a little bit echoey. That's why I got a quirky rug to try and dampen the sound a bit. But I put my monitor on like a swingy arm thing so that I can just fold it out the way, tripod here, and then film my reels here so that I don't have to pay Sam anymore. So Sam's been replaced by a monitor swing arm basically, is what we've done here. So tripod here, second camera there, and then probably not do it very well and then still pay Sam to come and sort it out because I've done it wrong. But ideally, I'll be able to film my own reels there. So you've already seen one YouTube video there when I ate a lot of food. Hopefully it looked right. I don't think it did, but I tried. Right, we'll leave the kitchen to after because Sam's getting food. Under the stairs, again, this is where you can tell that we've only just moved in because it eventually will be some nice shoe racks and whatnot and put the shoes out nicely so we can reach them. Right now, it's just about 20 pairs of shoes in a cardboard box. And then in here, we've got the downstairs toilet because obviously when you have guests around, they wouldn't tend to use the ensuite, but they can because it's my office, it's not a bedroom. But if it was a bedroom, then they'd probably use this one, but I don't think anybody will ever use this one. Right, and then in here we have, right, at first glance it looks like a living room, but then you look in this corner and you're like, what? I'm back in the kitchen because I've got a massive fridge freezer in the living room. Just love fridge freezers really, that's all there is to it. We'll just cover those bits, but if you just look up here, it's actually looking pretty bare right now because I need to put a new ASN order in. But yeah, just love this is actually intro in here that I've mixed up ready for training. Besides that, it's just a fridge freezer just because there is a fridge in the kitchen which I'll show you, but it's quite small. Both Em and I, obviously, because we're such good bodybuilders, we meal prep a lot, so needed more fridge space. The actual living room itself, as you can see, We've got 2 lovely sofas, which I bought off the guy who used to have the house. £200 for both sofas, absolutely steal that, but they're actually very comfortable. So these are now the main sofas in the house. Coffee table, TV, everything, blah blah. Not really that exciting. It is just a couple of sofas and a TV. I don't really know what, this video is quite boring, isn't it? Got a conservatory now. That's pretty adult-like, isn't it? Owning a conservatory. I don't use it. It's a bit of a waste of space. It's more like a greenhouse, but if you want to step into my conservatory, typical 21-year-old saying, I've got my old sofa just in the conservatory. Now, I think the plan is long term we're going to get a kitchen table and put it in here, but I've not done that yet, and probably won't, because we currently just make our food in the kitchen and just eat it on the sofa, because we are immature. There's a garden there, but we'll probably get into that at a later date, because I don't know where the key is for that door, so we'll leave that one. Yeah, that's pretty much downstairs. We're going to do the kitchen, but that's that. All right, then the kitchen. Obviously, at the old place, the kitchen was pretty much the only nice part of the house. It was stunning. This kitchen is on par. Unfortunately, I no longer have an island, right? But as kitchens go, this one's a lot more, feels like a lot more well made, right? The old one was a little bit rushed, should we say, when they made it. This is like an actual proper kitchen with a serious piece of equipment for the stove. This is a Range Master, which, if I put this in terms that people understand, this is like the Trenbolone of ovens. Not that I've used it yet, because I cook everything in the air fryer. But if I ever did want to use an oven, I could now. I won't, but I could. It's got like pressure gauge on it and all. Not sure what it does. Not sure what the pressure's for, but oven. Yeah, got a fridge in there, as I said, just a small one, like in the cupboard, so we kind of just keep drinks in there and whatnot. Just cupboards, like there's not a lot to really show you. In fact, what is cool that I'll show you is look at this pineapple, right? Oh, there's a receipt. Just to prove I purchased this pineapple. Sam's breaking my house. It's fine. Yeah, so just got quite a cool pineapple. I don't know what's wrong with it, but look cool. So that's brand new Ninja Creamy in there, because I'm a bikini girl now, prepping for 30 weeks for my bikini show. No, that is technically, it's not actually mine yet, because it's a present for my birthday from my family, but I went home to see my family the other day, and I probably won't be going home over my birthday, just because I'm very busy down in London quite a lot for 2 weeks. So got it now, which is great. I've not used it yet. Em's used it. I haven't had the chance to yet. So really, it's actually a present for Em from my family for my birthday. So I'm sure she's very grateful for that. But Ninja, I'm expecting a sponsorship one day, because the amount of money I've spent / been given from the family is outrageous. But yeah, air fryer, obviously cook everything in there. You've got your Ninja Creamy now for when I'm on prep. Right now it's a bit useless, because I need to just be pounding pure Ben & Jerry's rather than actual calorie sparing ice cream. My blender for making post-workout cereals. And that is that, the utility through here. Another sink, as you can see. I bet you've never seen one of them before. Sink. That's where Emily does all of the washing up now. We are a modern household where actually Em builds all the furniture and I do a lot of the washing up and the laundry. 2024 people. And yeah, microwave. Again, new technology. People sort of in the north are yet to really experience these sorts of things like electricity and microwaves. But when it does get up there, you guys will enjoy it. No, I'm just insulting people now. As you can see there on the side of the kitchen, you've got a lovely Crank Energy Magenta, which I actually just restocked on Wednesday. Sam is enjoying that one right now. These are his words, not mine. He literally said he would trade his firstborn child for one of those. So, you know, I think he's actually planning to call his firstborn child Crank Energy Code Eagles. So I look forward to meeting that little fella. So that is the downstairs. My rug has changed. The house has come with an alarm system, CCTV everywhere. I don't know why. I'm assuming they must have been burgled into probably back in the day, because they've very kitted this out well with security. So yeah, if anybody's trying to burgle me, don't, just knock and I'll probably let you in. So the downstairs is a lot more put together. It actually looks like we've moved in and settled. As I said, we've only been here probably, I said 2 weeks, I think it's been a week and a half. The upstairs is not, as you're very quickly going to see here. So this is our bedroom. That's my old bed, which since moving into this house, I didn't sleep on very well at all. Don't know why. It is quite small. Like if I lie on this, right, if I'm lying on my back, nice and comfortable like this, there's not a lot of space there for Em, because I'm just so fucking massive. So then I ended up like this, sleeping, about half hanging off the bed, because she obviously needed 70% of the bed apparently. So it wasn't going too well, so I didn't get much sleep. So I bought a new bed, which is now on the floor, because I bought the mattress, thought, sound, that's the new bed. I obviously got a much bigger one, just figured it would go on the old base. Turns out no, when you get a bigger bed, you need a bigger base as well. So I have ordered that, I don't know when it's coming. So right now, we are sleeping on a mattress on the floor. For anyone wondering, I've got a Simba mattress. Cost more than some people's cars, which did sting. So the current setup is a bed that we don't sleep on, a bed on the floor and its plastic wrapper because I can't be asked to pull it all out from underneath. I'm gonna have to move it eventually anyway. A fan on a cardboard box because I get too hot when I sleep. So yeah, it's seen better days. A bunch of rubbish in the corner here that I need to deal with, but eventually, stick with me here to see the vision, okay? Bed. Yeah, all right, we'll carry on. Mattress on the bed, I know. And then here, I'm thinking TV stand with a TV on top, right? But this TV is quite old, so I'm gonna get a new one of them when I've got money again. So again, Cody Eagles people, please. TV stand, TV. I'm thinking in this corner here, a plant of some form, a fake one because otherwise it'll die. And then maybe a light in that corner. I don't know, basically. I just need to fill the space because it's quite full now because there's 2 beds in here. But when you take one bed out, it's suddenly very empty. So I don't know really what I'll do there. Then we've got an ensuite through here. Kind of just need some bathroom storage because right now it's in a cardboard box. This is the ensuite. There's really not a lot in here. There's a shower, M's shower to be specific because I don't use that one. And a sink. God, this is breathtaking stuff. Then continuing upstairs. Oh, as you can see, I know which light switches do what. Another bathroom with a bathtub, which is ideal because I can now have cold baths after leg day and during prep and stuff to help reduce inflammation in my legs because my legs do get very inflamed very easily. Again, need some more bathroom storage. Currently, just a cardboard box in there. And then this room, I think this will probably be a guest bedroom. I'm going to move my old bed in here when I can be bothered. So maybe like January, I'll probably get around to doing that. But right now it is just a dumping ground for some boxes and old stuff. There's a load of wires that are wired into the carpet from the previous guys that lived here. So I emailed and asked what that was all about. Can I just cut them out? Turns out that's all the security system. So like that monitor gets the CCTV feed up and yeah, it's like a bank in here. I don't quite know why, but the guest bedroom can basically watch all the CCTV and act as security for the house, which is great. Love that. So yeah, this will be a guest bedroom eventually. Right now it's just an empty room. And then the other upstairs bedroom is sort of M's room. We'll call it an office, but her room for her clothes and getting ready and whatnot. Again, we need more furniture, very early days. She's got my old desk and pretty much just all my old clutter from my old office here at the minute because I just dumped it on her rather than throwing it out. Got the check-in setup going in here as well. I did do my check-ins in there first week I lived here, but I don't like it, so I moved them in here. So that's what that black backdrop is. Everybody's going to ask, where do I get the black backdrop from? Okay, Amazon, people. It's this magical website where you just put in what you want and it will show you probably like thousands of different options, all really cheap, most of them next day delivery, so you can order it. Someone will knock on your house and be like, mate, look, here's that black backdrop you wanted, and they'll give it to you. It's magical, try it out. Tripod, light, unbelievable. Yeah, there's really not a lot else to say. It's just a big bedroom with a circular window, which is pretty cool, but you don't see them often. Most windows are square or rectangular. That one, circular, pal. Because I'm such an adult now, I've got a double garage. So we'll give you a garage tour as well. So yeah, it comes with a boxer bag now because actually this is an announcement video. Reese fit. Da, 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 da. Unfortunately, Reese is now injured, so he'll be getting his pro card in the disability class because he has done his knee on a holiday. So I'd like to take this moment to give a minute of silence to Reese's knee. Okay, we'll carry on with the video now. There's a load of cardboard boxes, obviously, because we just moved in. That needs to go to the tip at some stage. My barbecue is in here because I haven't set that up yet. I've also got a mallet. That's pretty fucking manly, isn't it? A mallet. And then a couple bits of cardio equipment. The treadmill, cross trainer. I am trying to get a Stairmaster as well for in here, but they're pretty expensive. So I'm just waiting for one to come up from like a gym that's selling it second hand that's actually like in decent condition, and I'll grab that. I also want a few bits for abs in here, so like a captain's armchair or like a pull-up bar that I can hang from and do abs. I'll get a mat in here. In prep as well, I'm probably going to buy another one of those big mirrors, put that in here so I can do all my posing. And like in the mornings, I can basically come out here, do my fasted cardio, do my abs as well, and then do also some rounds of posing. All in here, it'll be like a little prep dungeon cave. Right now, I'm fat and happy in the off season, so I'm not really thinking about that. Fun fact about this washing line that's on the floor: I tried to put it in the garden the other day, so she got a hammer in like a spike. So I thought, oh, sound, I'll buy a metal ground spike. Found one in the shop we were in, just figured that'll do, bought it. It turns out, right, this is probably the most useful bit of information I've ever provided on this YouTube channel. These aren't a universal size, you actually get different size washing lines. So this one is a 35mm one. I needed a 45mm one, so it doesn't fit. So I just buy a new one. So if anybody wants a 35mm ground spike, send me a message and you can have it. But I'm going to upcharge you for the effort. So I probably bought this for like a tenner. I'll sell it to you for maybe 20 quid if you're nice. Or you could just go to B&Q and buy it yourself. That's the garage pretty much. There's not a lot else to go on. Unreal. All right, we'll go back inside and do a Q&A. Emily's locked me out of my own house. What is that? Right, so I'll put a Q&A. I'm tagging the Q&A. The second half of this video will just be another Q&A because it went down quite well in the video where I just ate a load of food. So figured we'll pad out this video with actually some substance because so far it's just been me walking around the house going, yeah, this is a toaster, this is a kettle, which I'm sure you all want to see, but it's also not great. Obviously, I think it's worth mentioning as well, I'm very grateful for all the support. I potentially wouldn't be in the house sort of like this at this age if it wasn't for you guys. You know, it does help. Everybody use my code and support through sponsors and stuff. To be fair, a lot of my, almost 95% of my income is actually through coaching. It always has been over the years. You know, coached quite a few people at a pretty high level now, which I'm also very grateful I get to do. Sponsors are a very small part of that, but the support through YouTube and through Instagram is always massively appreciated and does help drive those other things anyway. So thanks everyone, appreciate it. As for the Q&As, I managed to screw up when I posted the stories with the Q&A box. I posted it twice somehow, so I'll take a selection from each and we'll answer a few, but I tend to waffle on so we won't do too many. Brilliant. Harry has asked what my brand of kettle is. I actually don't know, mate. You've asked for brand of kettle and brand of toaster. Those are the two things that I actually don't know what the brands are. Sam O'Keefe, what's your opinion on fasted training in the last 4 to 6 weeks of a prep? If you massively prefer it and it's the only way you get a good session in mentally, go for it. If not, I'd probably try not to. I'd always try and, you know, you're going to be on limited carbs. You're going to be pretty depleted. I would try to train after at least one meal of higher carbs. When your carbs get so low that you only may have one carb meal a day, I'd always program that sort of pre-workout, just so you have some form of fuel and your sort of glycogen for that training session. It will probably benefit your recovery. Sorry, not your recovery, your performance. And recovery, but primarily it will benefit your performance, and obviously performance is the only thing we really care about there. If you're trying to look at it from a fat loss standpoint, of doing it fast is going to burn more fat, no. If you're using your Himbine, potentially, but I'd always suggest doing a fasted cardio with your Himbine, specifically just to sort of burn calories. And then you're training, you really just want to maximise performance as best you can. And what you'll tend to find as well is if you're having carbs pre-workout, that'll give you a bit of an energy boost, which means you'll put more energy into your training, which then as a result, you're probably going to burn more calories because you'll be working harder, working at a quicker pace. And as a result, it'll actually accelerate fat loss, as well as, you know, maximising muscle retention and even growing some muscle because your training performance will be better. So personal thoughts are avoid it unless mentally you just absolutely have to train fasted, but in which case you're a bit of a nutter anyway. So yeah, I'd try to avoid it personally and just do fasted cardio. Sort of following on from that, should you separate your cardio to your training session from anabolic, Chris? Yes and no. I would never do cardio directly pre-workout because it's going to take away from your session. But if you need to train and then do your cardio directly post-workout, that's absolutely fine. I just always say prioritize your resistance work and then cardio, tag it on the end if you need to. Personally, my preference is just fasted cardio in the morning, go and eat 2 meals, and then go and train after that. That's pretty much my structure. Either 1 or 2 meals really in between the cardio and the training, but a decent like 4 or 5 hour gap. That's what I do. Off-season prep, really, that's just the way I prefer to run it. One from Chester, my clients: does bodybuilding ever suffer due to your workload? If so, how do you manage that? I think yes, to be fair. Something I've only actually experienced more so this off-season. Workload has dramatically increased, obviously through content, like the amount of videos I'm now putting out compared to what I used to is tenfold better. Instagram posts as well, like everything from that side of things has scaled, which means the time I'm putting into it has also scaled. And coaching is obviously taken off. I've got, I think it's over 50 clients on stage this year, give or take. And that has taken a lot more of my time because, let's say, hypothetically, this is obviously not the number of clients I'm at, but we'll use a really low number just so you know. Let's say I've got 30 clients, right? If they're all in the off season, they're all doing, let's say, 1 check-in a week, that's 30 check-ins a week, more than manageable. Suddenly when those 30 people are on prep and they're doing 2 or 3 check-ins a week, suddenly instead of 30, you've got 60 check-ins a week or 90 check-ins a week. And if you scale that, obviously, to a higher client base, suddenly you get into many hundreds of check-ins a week when you only expect it to be at less than that, if that makes sense. Which isn't a problem, but very quickly workload does escalate, which is what happened this year. So just to deal with that, it did, there have been days where trainings perhaps suffered and I've been rushing sessions because I know I need to get home because I've got so much work to do and catch up on. I've got, posts I need to get out at certain times, and then as a result I've maybe missed a meal or a meal's been pushed back, so I've had to cram 2 meals together, which means digestion suffered and I've maybe gone to bed a little bit later. I think in terms of how I've fixed that and rectified that, obviously it was sort of income from sponsors has increased. It's mean I've been able to take a bit of a step back coaching wise and not take on as many clients and sort of drop my client base down a little bit, which is what I have done, and that's freed up a bit more time, which has been good. Primarily for me, my schedule used to be I'd sort of wake up, fasted cardio, I'd eat a meal, and then I'd go and train. All my work I would leave until I was back from training because I was like, I want to be a bodybuilder, I need to prioritise my training, that should be the front of my mind from when I wake up to when I go and do it. What ended up happening was when my workload increased so much, I was, even subconsciously, like I was just in my training sessions, I wasn't present, I was thinking about the work I've got to do, stressing myself out, my phone would be pinging with check-ins coming in and messages and whatnot, and I'd be seeing it and then I'd be thinking about all the work I've got to do and it'd stress me out. My head wouldn't be in the gym session, it'd all go to shit, and then I'd end up leaving or going home early. So what I did is sort of recognise that, and now I get up about 2-3 hours earlier. I'm now getting up at 5-6 every day, whereas before I used to get up about 7. Get up at then, do my fasted cardio, shower, and then fasted I just sit down and start doing work. And then I'll eat my first meal about 8-9ish. But I effectively now just get all of my check-ins done before I go and train or before I start filming stuff like this or anything like that. So that now I'm stress-free. I know all the work, the important work really, is done for the day. Clients are taken care of. And I can just go and focus on my training or whatever for as long as I need. And I know sort of workload-wise I'm good. Then I'll get back from the gym. I can edit and do all the content side of things. Then last few messages to clients in the evening to make sure they're all good. But that general structure of just changing my day-to-day has allowed me to take pressure off myself. So in the gym, I'm not worried about work. I know all the work's done, everybody's taken care of. I've just got to focus on training. So I guess looking at schedule has been useful for managing that and helping manage stress because you just know exactly where you're at. Not really a lot else I've done, to be fair, apart from just reduce workload so I can or sort of cap workload so that I know that, okay, this is my limit. Also, obviously, instead of filming the videos myself, editing the videos myself, getting Sam in or filming them myself and then sending them to Chris, because I know a lot of people like the raw vlogs. Although they're not well edited when I do them, right, they do still just take time. Editing just is time consuming. So having Chris there that I can just send it all to, he edits it and does that, has also saved me a lot of time. So stuff like that has massively helped as well, just almost delegating parts so that I can then put time into clients or just the stuff that doesn't actually need me and somebody else could probably do better. I sort of send that and just delegate that so I have to deal with it. Chuck Fit 15 ESN shipping to America soon. Not soon, I don't think, from what I know anyway. They certainly want to move to America, but they're going to obviously finish off Europe first because America is such a overcrowded and, you know, just busy market that when they do want to go over, I know they want to sort of take over it, as I strongly believe they will, but to do that, that needs all of the emphasis, so they need to just finish Europe first. I know a lot of my sort of engagement, a lot of the people that watch this, a lot of you are actually American, like my engagement is primarily American, so cheers guys. But yeah, ESN do, I know they're going to the Olympia, they're like a sponsor for the Olympia this year, which probably means they are trying to get a bit more into the American market, which would make sense to me. So yeah, eventually they will be. Right now they're not, but in the next sort of 2 years I bet they will be. That's my prediction anyway. They've not really said anything like that, but that's just what I'm sort of guessing, because that is obviously the next big market they need to sort of break into would be the American one. Right, there's 2 questions here. Sort of dieting in an off-season, how lean should we get to, then push back up as natties, and then your off-season diet that added so much size while staying pretty lean. Both of those questions I'm going to blanket and just sort of condition for different people, right? A lot of people will look at me now. I'm sort of 243 pounds this morning, and I do look relatively lean from the front. I'm not as lean as I look, okay? I look a lot leaner than I am. With more muscularity, you sort of look leaner even when you aren't. So look at all these top open pros that are like 300 pounds, okay? You never really see them out of shape. They've always got abs, they've always got lines in the legs, they've always got decent striations everywhere, even when they are, for them, what would be deemed as fat, right? They're softer, they're in the off season. So as more muscle comes on, people look leaner, which means all these people on Instagram you're seeing, you're idolizing, you're like, yeah, I want to look like them, but you want to look as lean as they do right now in the off season. When I was putting on a lot of the size I've got now, I was not that lean, right? I did have off seasons where I had to get a lot softer because I just needed to put on the size. So for everybody in the off season that's questioning how soft should you get, I tend to say you just want to prioritize your training performance. There will be a sweet spot where your digestion's good, your sort of overall feeling is relatively sound. Energy-wise, you're pretty good, your sleep's good, your digestion's good. Wherever that is, where your training is the best, your recovery is the best, that tends to be the sort of condition you want to stay in. For some people that may be 10%, for other people that may be 14, 15%. Find that sweet spot and that's where you stay, and then you just drive sort of body weight up from there. I wouldn't focus on staying too lean, especially if you're somebody who is a lot smaller and needs to get, you know, a lot of size on. Obviously this is all relative, don't become a fat slobby mess, but also don't be scared of a bit of body fat, because you need to just basically literally just prioritize your training performance and put work on there. As for the question that was about how lean should you get as a natural when doing a sort of tidy up phase, how long is a piece of string, right? I always say for a mini cut type thing, you don't want to go to the point it's becoming counterproductive. So what is the point of the mini cut, right? Overall, you still need more size. That's why you're in the off season. So you don't want to be dieting for too long. You just want to get enough body fat off, reset yourself, reset appetite, you know, all that sort of thing as quickly as possible, really, without sacrificing training performance. So if you're dieting for 20 weeks during a mini cut, your training performance is going to go down the drain. You're actively going to be sort of losing muscle potentially, you know, not putting on muscle, which is the whole point of the phase you're in. So it seems a bit counterproductive there. So I wouldn't go to that part. I would just diet to the point where your body's responsive, your appetite's in check, you're at a pretty good conditioning standpoint. I'd say anywhere from 6 to 10 weeks out condition, probably 8 weeks out condition, probably be a good spot to be in. And then start to push back up from there. But if you're pushing yourself to a condition where your training performance is suffering, your life's miserable, you know, it's just not productive, then you're wasting your time, because you just need more muscle still. You're not prepping, there's no point sacrificing those things for the benefit of getting on stage. None of that's worth it, so diet, wrap it up, and get back into a growing phase, basically. Right, I'll do 2 more questions briefly, because one is, how do I bulk on a fast metabolism? PS, keep up the great content. Well, Isaac Patterson, I appreciate that, mate. Thanks, I will. I wouldn't really call this great content though, but whatever. How do you bulk on a fast metabolism? Right, eat more food. Some people like this whole argument of fast metabolism, slow metabolism. I don't think there is actually that much of a variance. Like, yeah, sure, there may be a slight discrepancy between people with how quick people's metabolisms are. I mean, there obviously is, but it's not to the level people think it is. You just need to eat more food. Anyone who's big and has got a lot of muscle, they eat a lot of food. You probably sit there and think, oh yeah, I eat a lot of food. You don't. Actually write out, track exactly how many calories you're eating and where it's coming from, how much protein you're eating. I guarantee you are just not eating enough. So eat more is the answer. At what point in time of training did you get your dialed in with your nutrition? From TJ Eaglesham. 16/17. It was probably 16. Towards the end of being 16 was when I did. I'm now 21, so that was what, like 5 years ago. That's when I actually was on a meal plan, eating adequate protein. Well, I was pretty much just eating chicken and rice 4 times a day because I started my prep at 16, was then on stage at 17, I think. And I literally just started eating chicken and rice 4 times a day, which actually wasn't the most intelligent because I was eating about 11 grams of fat total for the day, which was horrific for my hormones, but I got peeled for prep, so you know, it worked, but I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, about 16, 17 is when I properly got dialed in with nutrition. Whether I was just not aware of it, but I feel like now there's a lot more content that's readily available and people probably are able to get a much better understanding of nutrition at a much younger age, because this is back in like 2019, I think. 2019, around there was when I started. And there probably was loads of content. It wasn't content I was watching. Obviously right now a lot of who I follow and what I'm involved with is obviously all about this, but back then it didn't seem so. But now with TikTok and everything, like, it's very easy to work out what you need to be eating. There's so many apps and websites and stuff you can go on that you just type in your fucking age, weight and whatever, and it'll tell you roughly what you need to be eating. I'd say for anybody who's very new to this and doesn't want to pay for a coach or whatever, go and do that, find out roughly whatever that app spits back out at you. Start eating that, and if your weight goes down and you want to be bulking, increase your carbs. If your weight starts going up massively quick, maybe take a bit of food away just so it levels off a bit. Like, you can self-manage it from there very easily. Yeah, okay, it won't be the most 100% optimal way, but it'll be about 80% accurate, which is far better than probably what you're doing at the minute. So start doing that. Final question as a bonus, final 2 questions, because actually that's quite a good one. Top 3 Krispy Kremes from Alex Kiar. The cinnamon, whatever it's called, I ate them in the last video, or 2 videos ago. That was a good one. The cinnamon one's my favourite. That's a limited time one. The Biscoff one's got to be up there as well. That's just good, but they always look good whenever I eat one, which is obviously rare, but when I do eat one, I just feel sick about halfway through because the filling's not that nice. Can't remember the others. What other Krispy Kremes are good? Probably just the original glaze. That's probably quite a boring answer, but you can't really go wrong with it. And then final question from Colin. What's harder for you, prep or bulking? I think both at their extreme are equally as hard. Now, anybody who's done a genuine off-season, where you are pounding 6,000-7,000 calories of clean food, you wake up full, you go to bed full, every single part of the day you are full and sick of food. It's brutal. It is not enjoyable. You also look pretty disgusting. However, training is unbelievable in those settings. So it's like prep and bulking, they're both horrific at their worst if you focus on the negatives, but they also have their positives. So in prep, like, yeah, okay, you're tired, you're hungry, you're low energy. Training may not be the best, but you look unbelievable, right? It's the best you're ever going to look, which then obviously has benefits to business, to, you know, social medias and stuff like that, because you get all the content. So there's massive benefits to that. So if I just focus on, prep, great, content's going to be fantastic, I'll look mint, then I get excited for prep, right? And then in the off season, instead of sitting here thinking about it like, I'm going to be so full, I'm going to be sick of food, I'm going to be so sluggish, I'm going to look disgusting, right? Yeah, I'm not going to be that excited for it. But then if I focus on the fact that, okay, my training will literally be the best it's ever been, I'm going to be unbelievably strong, I'm going to be able to absolutely ruin myself in the gym and then recover from it very quickly, then suddenly, okay, I'm very excited for the off season. So they're both awful if you look at the awful things. They also can be fantastic if you look at the sort of positives. So try not to have too many negative connotations to either. Like, yes, they're both miserable in aspects and they're both fantastic in aspects. Try to focus on the positives, because that's ultimately you're going to be, if you're wanting to go long term in bodybuilding, you're going to be doing both of these things for the next 10 to 15 years of your life. If you don't genuinely enjoy it on a deeper level and you're just doing this for attention or whatever, you're going to be miserable. But if you actually genuinely love the process, then you'll be probably quite successful at it, and you'll also have quite a good time doing it. So we'll end it there on that note. I am actually about to go and film another video directly after this one. I've got a push session with Mr. Josh Croggan, which will be very good. So that'll be out in a few days' time as well. So I'm going to go drink some pre-workout and go and train. So I will catch you in the next one. Like, subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you there.